I'm ACC reporter Heather Dinich here with SEC reporter Chris Low. It was media days today, previewing the Vizio BCS National Championship. Chris, this was sort of a madhouse today. All of the players, all of the coaches for both teams were here available to the media. What do you think the tone was here for the players?
Well, I thought both teams seemed loose and to be soaking it up. Auburn in particular, guys interviewing each other, taking pictures with each other. And, yeah, I think there's also a seriousness there. I talked to Auburn Athletic Director Jay Jacobs, and he said, you know, this isn't like any bowl game. You're not going to SeaWorld. You're not going to Disney World. You're not going to Chuck E. Cheese. What happens Monday night, if you get it right, will last, will be with you the rest of your life.
Right, yeah. And, you know, the Florida State guys, I think were just a little bit, I don't want to say more serious, but they were a bit more reserved than the Auburn players, not dancing around, having much fun. Though Kenny Shaw did have on his Google glasses, which I was introduced to, apparently showing my age here today. One of the other things that I thought was really interesting and fun about today's event was the fact that Florida State assistants were available. Usually they're off limits to the media, haven't spoken since August, so we got a chance to talk to a lot of those guys. I got a chance to talk to Odell Higgins about his defensive line and Lawrence Dossie about the wide receivers core. So it was really good to finally actually get to know some of those guys. Was there anything in particular that you learned from any of the players or coaches today?
Well, I think there's a very healthy respect among this Auburn defense for what Florida State can do offensively, just how balanced and how explosive they are. And no question that Auburn knows if they're going to win this game, have a chance to win this game, they have got to get pressure with their front four. And that's going to be their bread and butter. They will not be able to sort of get behind and have to sort of play from behind. They need to get pressure, force Jameis Winston into mistakes. And let's face it, he hadn't made a lot of mistakes this year.
Right, he hasn't. He's actually done better than I think almost every other AQ quarterback in the country when he's been facing pressure, according to our stats and info department. And I also talked to wide receiver Sammy Coates for Auburn, and he just seemed almost in awe of Florida State secondary. I mentioned LaMarcus Joyner's name, and he was, you know, very complimentary of those guys. So we'll see how they match up. We'll continue to keep you covered here from the Newport Beach Marriott. Keep it right here on ESPN.com. For Chris Low, I'm Heather Dinich.